Okay, so welcome to our call tonight about goals, setting goals, and then attaining them, because it's just as important, if not more important, to actually achieve your goals than it is to set your goals. So we're going to talk about that tonight. This is our first call as an Emerald team, so yay! Yay us. You guys are awesome. I'm still like, just, whatever, ridiculous. Still like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I have all this green crap all over my house. It's awesome. So fun. Thank you. You guys are amazing. So some administrative stuff just to get started, as always. I hope you saw today that we have a Facebook party coming up. We're going to do that on Wednesday night at this time at 9 o'clock Eastern. Facebook parties, for anybody who has not been on them before, are literally that. They are on Facebook. All your friends and family have to do is be scrolling Facebook, and they will see if they've accepted the party invitation after you invite them. Then they will see all the posts that I put up and all of your comments about the products, about the business, some testimonies, whatever. And it's very fast paced. We post every 2 to 3 minutes for 45 to 50 minutes total, and then it's done. There are raffle prizes, and it's kind of fun, interactive, whatever. But they definitely are open to asking questions and doing whatever during the actual parties. So what you should do is, first of all, make sure you're in that. And if you're not, ask your upline or ask me to add you to the Facebook event. And then it's in our team page as well. And then also send private messages to family and friends and invite them to join us for that. And then also just let them know that you're adding them to the event. So you don't actually just go ahead and add them. You don't want to spam add people. What you want to do is just say, hey, Sally, I'm going to add you to this party. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be super easy. All you do is just repost on Facebook. And then you go add Sally to the event. So you're not just spam adding all of your Facebook friends to this event. You're actually personally messaging people. It works a lot better, and people don't get annoyed, and they know to look for the event in their events page, which some people don't even see those if you don't tell them. So that is that. We also have 5 fun contests going on this month, one for every week, and then one grand big contest for the month. And so with those, they are all about recruiting. So we are focusing this month on doing some recruiting of new ambassadors to your team, and you can win every week that you recruit. In that week, you might be the winner for that week just by recruiting one ambassador. So I know everybody can recruit one, and so everybody can get eligible for those contests. We have a couple different groups I want to make sure everybody knows about. I have a stretching to silver, so that's for everyone who wants to go silver. And going silver means that you have 3 active ambassadors on your team. Like, you personally sponsor them. They're your level 1s. So that is going silver. That's the first rank advancement that you get a bonus for, and is considered a great achievement. So everybody wants to go silver. So there's a stretching for silver group. There's a going for gold group. So once you've gone silver, you can join the going for gold, which is just people who want to go beyond silver. And that's another group that's always active. And then I have a 30 days of training. So if any of those sound good to you and you didn't know about them before tonight, ask your upline to add you, or message me and ask me to add you. So that's it for all that. I do believe Etta is on here. Can you unmute yourself? Because I'm not sure where you are, girlfriend. Hello? All right, I'm going to search you out. Oh, I found her.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Sorry, my iPad was being goofy.
That's okay. I gotcha. There you are.
Okay.
I'll see you.
I'm here. I'm on the treadmill tonight. I'm actually here.
Good job. Well, if you could go ahead and give us your testimony. Most of the people on this call have never heard your testimony before, so I know that it's going to be great.
Nope. I'm a quiet one. I usually don't talk, but for those who don't know, I am a single mom with a very, very active teenager. I am an accountant like Melissa, but I also run a customer service and accounting department, so I'm a very stressful job. Plus, when I started Palexis, I was working a second job on the weekends and a couple nights a week because I was a single mom trying to make ends meet. I also suffered from major female issues, the type that made you struggle and very difficult to have babies. I struggled with cramping, I had hit and miss periods, and it made me struggle with losing weight. I had excruciating headaches, the kind that would put you in bed for days sick. I had to be in a cold, dark room. I would be there for days, which is next to impossible with having a kid. I itched all the time. I would drive myself crazy itching, and everybody around me would think I was nuts because I would just dig myself because I would just itch till I start bleeding because I itched all the time. Sorry, I had to make some notes.
No, that's good.
I stayed exhausted because I had a kid I was toting around everywhere, plus working 2 jobs, and I craved sugar nonstop. Every morning I stopped for 2 32-ounce large sweet teas, which were done by 10 a.m. I needed sugar after every single meal, and I could eat sugar straight out of the bag and still needed sugar. Moody was not even a word to describe me. My family, they hated me. Some days I couldn't even stand myself. I was awful. I mean, I was evil. Then, about 7 months ago, I finally gave in and I started Plexus. Why I did not start before that, I will never know. I apologize if there's any men on here. There's a little bit TMI, but for a woman, this is very big, and my doctor is ecstatic over this. I actually have regular cycles now, and he was very, very ecstatic with that result. I did go to him last week, so he knows about this, and he gave me his approval, and we continued on. I have not had any headaches, and I have been off my medicine that I had took for 13 years for my headaches. I'm completely off of it. I no longer drive myself crazy itching, which I had to take 2 pills for, which I am now completely off of those. I wake up refreshed, relaxed. I have the energy to accomplish things. I have energy to do things with my kid. I'm actually in a good mood now. My family was the first to notice that. They said that my mood was greatly improved, that they couldn't believe it. I no longer crave sugar. I actually crave water and vegetables, and I never, ever ate vegetables, ever. So I no longer crave sugar. I'm not digging through the cabinets looking for something just to eat. Like I said, I went to the doctor last week. I have perfect lab works. He was very, very happy. He told me to continue what I was doing, that I am completely off all my meds. He was happy with my lab work. I also went to the dentist. He was very happy because my gums were very healthy. He asked me what I was doing because my gums were very, very healthy. And at first I was like, I'm not doing anything. Then I realized it was my Plexus. I was like, oh. So I got 2 good results. I was not starting this for business. I mean, here I am. I'm very stressed at work. I'm busy. I work a second job, plus a kid who keeps me on the go all the time. So when I join first to get the discount and to see if I can make enough to pay for my products, because let's face it, I was a single mom and I didn't need to spend money on myself. I had a kid. So I said, okay, I'll do it to make enough just to pay for my products. Well, then my team started growing. I started helping more people, and I was like, oh, my daughter's health started improving. My health started improving, and I was making a difference. And it was like, oh, I had this fulfillment that I hadn't had before. Because an accountant, I mean, you just face it. It can be a fulfilling job, but it's numbers. I mean, it's Excel sheets and numbers. It's not something you're helping people really. So I had this fulfillment that I hadn't had anywhere before. So 7 months ago, I would have never, ever imagined myself doing this business. I was like, no way. But now I'm thankful and I'm blessed. I've met so many of you. I mean, it's just, Plexus has really blessed me and my family. And we're continuing to be blessed. And I've continued to get good results from the doctor. So that's pretty much my short little testimony.
I love it. That is awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, that's huge life change, which is what we're all about. So yay. And I can totally relate to the being fulfilled through something like this versus accounting Excel spreadsheets. So yeah, I'm with you, girl.
Yeah. Excel sheets just don't do it for you.
No, they don't. But yay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I know that is, it's very inspiring to hear your story. So I appreciate it. You did a great job.
Thank you.
All right. Now hop back on that treadmill. Get going. going, girl. All right, so we are going to start talking about goals tonight. So I hope you guys have something to write with and something to write on, because you're going to be writing down some information about how to set goals, and then you're actually going to set some goals yourself. So I want you to know that you can't go anywhere if you don't know where you're going. And that's the whole point of setting goals. Setting goals is so that you actually have a vision of where it is you want to go. Because if you have no idea where you're going and you've never thought about it and written it down and really quantified where you're going, then you're just kind of wandering aimlessly. And you have no real purpose, because why do we post on Facebook every day if we're not trying to accomplish something? Whether we're trying to help X number of people or make X amount of money or rank up to a certain rank, if we don't know where we're going, then it's pointless to be posting on Facebook. It's pointless to be, doing this. So we have to really think, where is it I want to go? And then I have a reason and a way to walk towards that goal. So you can't go anywhere when you don't know where you're going. So we want to know where we're going. Two things that we'll talk about tonight, and there's a lot of places you can set goals. You can set spiritual goals. You can set, relationship goals with a spouse or a significant other, with your children. Like, there's tons of ways that you can set goals in your life. But tonight, for purposes of Plexus and business, we're going to talk and kind of be focused on financial goals and career goals. So typically what you're talking about is, how much money do I want to make? Why do I want to make that amount of money? And then what rank or what advancement do I want to have in this company? So when you start, you want to start with the biggest goal you have. And over time, that's going to change. So for Haley DeJock, our Diamond Upline, her goal was to get to Diamond. But then once you're there, you're going to have new goals. Now she has a new goal. And so when we're talking about goals, we're talking about today, what is the biggest goal that you have in this company? What amount of money is going to be really life-changing for you, and what goal is going to be life-changing for you. For many of you, it's going to be turning diamond in this company, or at least emerald, being one of the highest ranks in the company. Maybe for some of you, though, it's okay if your goal, like your biggest goal with Plexus, is to make $2,000 a month and turn senior gold, or to turn ruby. Whatever that goal is for you, that's what you want to look at. This is my long-term goal. This is my big goal. And like I said, when you get there, say your goal is ruby and $2,000 a month, you might reassess. Okay, I've hit this goal. Do I just want to stay here? Am I happy here? Or do I want to continue and try to achieve more? Totally okay if you change your goal later. But right now, you want to have a big goal. And it's supposed to be something that is going to make you reach and make you stretch, and it's going to be something you have to work for. So don't make your big goal turning silver. That's just a goal. That's not a big goal. That's a goal for this month. Like, that's very attainable. That's a goal for, a month or two. Some people, it's a goal for a week. So it's very attainable. Make your goal something bigger than that. Even if, it's just a goal of, I need X number of dollars to do this with my family, and so Plexus is a way to get there, whatever that is. We were in an amazing training a few weeks ago, I guess a few months ago now, and in the training, they talked about wherever your big goal is, write down a story today. Write a story grab a journal and journal out what it's going to look like when you get there. And you're going to write this journal story as if it is that day. So if my big goal is to turn diamond, then I'm going to, and I did on this day back at this training, I wrote down, it was at the Leslie Zan training that came here locally. I wrote down this story of, oh my gosh, it's finally happened. My numbers hit 4,500, I turned diamond, and what I was wearing, what I felt, what the day looked like. Was it a pretty day? Was it a cold day? Was it a warm day? Like, imagine and dream up what that day looks like and write it out in story form, like you are telling your kids what that day was like. Everything. What did it smell like? What did it look like? What were you wearing? What did your friends say? Who called you first? Who did you call first? Like, the whole story. And in some ways it seems insane. I mean, honestly, I was kind of sitting there like, I'm going to do what? I'm going to write a story about something that has not happened as if it has happened. Like, it feels weird. But as you're writing, you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's so empowering. It's so inspiring to then have that in writing and be like, you know, maybe one day this will happen. I mean, it will happen. And I'll be able to look back on that story and see how much of that is exactly how it actually happened. But I have a dream in my head now. I have a vision in my head. You know, I have what I believe that day is going to look like. And that's much bigger than writing on a piece of paper, I'm going to be a diamond. That's much bigger than even saying to a girlfriend or my husband, I'm going to be a diamond. Like, to envision what the party looks like after it happens and all the people in my house and, you know, whatever. Like, write it down. So I challenge you, seriously, find 30 minutes, even if you have to break it up into 3 10-minute slots, to just sit down and dream and envision what that big goal looks like and make it everything you want it to be in its grandest form, because it really, truly will inspire you. I mean, I got like teary-eyed writing this random fake story about something that will happen. I mean, it's really weird. It's very, very powerful. Another thing is to do a vision board, which you can do like picture collage. PicCollage is an app. You could just literally cut out pictures out of a magazine, whatever it might be. Some of you probably have these, some of you don't. But my screensaver, let me see if I can show you. My screensaver on my phone, I can go to a page that's empty. And this one's kind of empty. So you might be able to see, here you can kind of see it. So there's some of my kids. There's a little like Ethiopian boy because I'm in love with like missions and all that. I want to take my family on a cruise, a nurse to help my family, a couple other things. I don't even know. It says financial freedom. I couldn't see it upside down. But that's the screensaver on my phone. That's my vision board. That's every time I look at my phone, I remember I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this because I want to give money to missions. I'm doing this because I need, you know, the money to be able to help my family and help my special needs son with a nurse. And having that vision board to look at is something that also really inspires you to work towards those goals, because the vision of it, you know, seeing it every single day, the repetitiveness is like, yes, I can do this. I can do this as you see that. So make a vision board. Just make it simple. Mine was a PicCollage, grabbed a couple pictures on the internet and made it into one picture that's my screensaver on my phone. So that's our big, huge goal. So write down whatever that big goal is for you, the financial part of it or the, you know, career status, whatever that rank is for you. Then we have to have a plan as to how to get there. So we have to break that down into smaller goals. So maybe, you know, I'm going to keep it simple tonight so we don't get overwhelmed with a lot of data and details. But maybe, and tonight we're going to talk about, maybe you want to go gold. And we're just going to kind of pretend that's our big goal, because obviously our big goal is much bigger. But if you break a huge goal down into, say, quarterly chunks, maybe by the end of this quarter or the end of 6 months, you want to go gold. And so we want to have a plan as to how we're going to do that. In order to get to diamond, you have to go through a lot of other ranks. So we need to plan how we're going to get to those different ranks. So tonight we're going to talk about how are we going to achieve gold. So we're going to take our large goal, we're going to break it down into smaller goals. So we might say, okay, in 6 months I want to be gold. In 9 months I want to be senior ruby. In 12 months I want to be emerald. Whatever it is, that's how now we're going to focus on how do I get to gold. That's my first kind of medium-sized goal to get me to my big goal. And in order to achieve that medium-sized goal, we have to have monthly goals, which is what I ask you for every single month in our team page. And so our monthly goals are how we're going to work our way up to our bigger medium-sized goals. Many months of working smaller goals is going to get us to our medium goals, and then our medium goals are going to get us to our large goal. We're going to make weekly and daily tasks that are going to help us achieve our goals, and these are going to be our action plan. So my point here is we can't just say, well, I want to be gold, so I guess I'm going to sign 3 ambassadors this month. And then I'll do the same thing next month and the same thing the month after. And then be like, okay, I'm done. That's the end of my goal setting. Okay, that's great. And that's fantastic to know you want to sign 3 ambassadors this month, but you need a plan of action on how you're going to make that happen. Goals are amazing and goals are fantastic, and I'm glad that every single one of you hopefully sets goals, writes them down, and puts them out on our team page for accountability. But what is your plan of action to actually get you to that goal? So, for example, if we want to go gold in 6 months, we need 20 ambassadors to go gold. So we need essentially 3 or 4 ambassadors every single month. 6 times 4 would be 24, 6 times 3 would be 18. So somewhere between 3 and 4 ambassadors a month is what we need in order to go gold in 6 months. In order to have 3 or 4 new ambassadors a month, I need to sign 1 new ambassador a week on average. 4 ambassadors a month is 1 a week. Everybody following me? I tried to make it simple, so it all just broke down really nicely. So 1 new ambassador a week. That's our goal for the week. Now, how do we actually achieve that? We have to be able to take our monthly goals and break them down. How much of this can I achieve in a week? Or what am I going to do this week to get a quarter of the way there? And I can tell you some things, and you guys know a lot, and feel free to put in the chat what you think. What do you do to get a new ambassador in a week? Some of the things I came up with is we post on Facebook every single day. We reach out to new people. We need to be reaching out to new people every week in order to have new contacts and new conversations with people. We can't just rely on those same old people. And you might, if you've never seen the training I did with my husband, Matt, on filling your funnel, he did most of it. It was awesome. He's in sales, and so that was really something that he's great at. But you can't rely on the people who are already in your funnel, who you're already talking to, and just think, well, if I just keep talking to these people, I'm bound to get one of them to sign. No, you have to talk to lots of people, and you have to constantly be adding new people into that funnel. And it's out on my YouTube channel if you want to look at that training. Invite people to coffee. How many of you actually go out and meet people face-to-face? I know a lot of you do. But do you meet people face-to-face? Do you intentionally reach out to them and ask them to go out to coffee with you? Do you intentionally ask people to just come listen to what this amazing business is that you're doing, or to hear more about these incredible products? Do you offer samples to new people? Make a goal of having 2 people that you offer and give samples to every week. Follow up. Following up is huge. We've done a lot of trainings on follow up. If you're not following up with people, you're missing the mark in an incredibly enormous way. I mean, huge. If you are not following up with people, y'all have to be listening to me. If you aren't following up with people, you're missing out. Follow up in a non-stalkerish way until people tell you no. It takes most people 8 to 12 to 15 times hearing about something in contact with people before they actually commit. So follow-up is huge. Let me see what else I said. Meet with people to talk about the business. Talk to your customers about upgrading. Yes, good job. Exactly. Etta just got it ahead of me. Preferred customers to turn into ambassadors. There's lots of different things that you can set out as your tasks for the week and say, I need to find 1 ambassador this week. I'm going to follow up with 3 people. I'm going to invite Susie down the street out to coffee. I'm going to invite so-and-so out to lunch with me. I'm going to talk to the girl next to me in the cubby at work. I'm going to, bam, bam, bam. Make your list of things you're going to do and do it every single week, because if you want to be gold in 6 months, you need to sign a new ambassador every single week. As a side note, I know that you guys know that teams build, you build a team and then the people under you build a team and all that. Going to gold is one of the hardest, if not the hardest rank to get to, because you really feel like you're doing it all on your own. Even if you have ambassadors on your team who are working the business, still the majority of the work of going gold weighs on you personally. You nearly need to recruit all 20 people yourself. After that, your team starts to grow and starts to work a lot with you. But in general, most people find that going to gold is very hard because they have to do the majority of the work themselves. So that's why I'm saying you need to plan on signing 1 new ambassador every week for 6 months, which sounds incredibly hard until you break it down. Okay, this week, what am I going to do? What am I going to do to just sign 1? And then you finish that week. What am I going to do to just sign one this week? And you just keep working that way every single week if that's your goal. It's going to help you in many ways. It's going to help you sign ambassadors. It's going to help your confidence. It's going to help your PV because some people will choose to be customers. It's going to help you to be okay with hearing no, because that's part of this. People say all the time, the only reason that I'm where I am is because I've heard no more often than you have. So if you continue to ask people, you're going to hear no more and more. And hearing no more and more is going to help you to rank up in this business, because for every no we hear, we're going to hear yeses as well. When you are writing goals, always, always, always write them positively. We don't write a goal like, I'm going to stop eating junk food. That's negative. That's talking about what you're not going to do. That tells your brain starts thinking about junk food. So we're going to write a goal, I'm going to eat healthy foods, fruits and vegetables every day. So if you're talking about your business, you're not going to talk about, you're going to state everything very positively. I'm going to talk to 3 people a week. I'm going to invite 2 people a week to lunch. I'm going to sign 3 ambassadors this month. I'm going to have 500 PV this month. Everything's very positively stated, not I'm not going to do the negative. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's easier to see that with like a food or with a personality type thing. But everything needs to be stated positively. It needs to be written down. Your brain actually works better and processes and accepts goals when you write them down. That's why I always have you guys add them to my team page, because it actually is a great tool for you. When you type that out and put it on paper and hopefully pin it to your wall somewhere and see it every day, your brain processes it differently than if you just said it out loud or thought it in your head. And then they need to be precise. Your goals need to be dates, times, and amounts. I'm going to sign 4 ambassadors. I'm going to talk to 3 people. I'm going to do this by the end of the month. I'm going to have 500 PV. You can't just say, I'm going to talk to some people this month. I'm going to sign a few ambassadors. That doesn't work. That means nothing. It's not quantifiable. You need a number. I'm going to sign 3 ambassadors. I'm going to talk to 5 people this week. I'm going to wear my swag 3 days this week. I'm not just going to wear it. I'm going to wear it 3 days this week. I'm going to go to the gym 2 days this week, whatever that is, and talk to new people. I'm going to make 2 new Facebook friends this week, whatever that is. There's a great acronym that goes along with goal setting. They need to be SMART goals. S-M-A-R-T, SMART goals. They need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to be attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So they are specific, they are measurable, they are attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And we've talked about a lot of that. We have a time that we're going to have them done. They have to be relevant to what we're trying to achieve. You don't want to talk about recruiting and growing up in the business and then start having goals that have to do with preferred customers. That's not helping you grow your business. That's a different aspect. If you want to have PV goals, that's great, but that's not going to help you to turn gold per se. They have to be attainable, and that's the last thing I want to talk about is attainable. When you achieve a goal, then you should pat yourself on the back. You should say, gosh, that's awesome. I did great. And then you should consider, was the goal too easy? If you set a goal, I can't remember who it was, but somebody set a goal for April and they said, and I've already achieved it. And I was like, okay, good job. But I wanted to say, it's only the 3rd of the month. That wasn't hard enough. Set another goal. But I knew we were doing this training and I was just going to say it here. But if you've already achieved your goal by April 3rd, it wasn't hard enough. Set harder goals for yourself. I mean, congratulations, don't get me wrong, you did awesome, but that's not a goal for the month. That was clearly a goal for that day or that week, because you need harder goals that you actually have to work towards, or you need new goals. As soon as you meet a goal, you reassess and you start a new goal. If you have goals that you get to the end of the deadline and you have not achieved it, so say you want to go gold in 3 months, and at the end of 3 months, you're like, oh, I did not do this. It didn't happen and I didn't get enough people and all these things. Don't give up. Reassess. don't put away the goal of going gold. Don't say, well, I just can't. I clearly can't do this. That's not at all what not achieving your goals means. It means you need more time. It might mean you need a better plan. It might mean that it was unrealistic to do it in 3 months. I mean, I'll tell you, and some of you know this and maybe most of you don't, but I certainly had a goal of being Emerald faster than 22 months. But when I didn't hit my goal, I didn't go, oh, I'm done. I mean, this is just for the birds, No way. Go, okay, well, it clearly wasn't going to happen as quickly as I wanted. Let's add another couple months to that. And you know what? I didn't hit that goal. It's like, okay, we can still keep moving forward. Moving forward is still moving forward, and it still happened. It just didn't happen on the first timetable or maybe the second or the third timetable that I wanted, but that's okay. You keep moving forward and change your strategy and work harder and dig deeper and think of new ways to achieve that goal. So if it's too hard, change your time frame, break the goal down a little more, and do not give up. Don't give up on your goals, and don't squash your dreams just because you're not getting there as fast as you want, because time's going to pass anyway. And so if the time's going to pass anyway and you're going to be around doing something, you might as well continue to work towards those goals that you've dreamt about for so long. And if you feel like, I don't even know that I want to achieve that anymore, go back and reread that vision and that story you wrote for yourself. And I can promise you within about 5 minutes, you're going to be like, oh yeah, no, I totally want this. I need maybe a 5-minute break, but I still want this goal because it's, a huge goal and it's going to be life-changing. So that's kind of it for goals tonight. I hope that helped. For anyone who has not written their goals or wants to rewrite their goals, go out and you can find April goals on my team page. Or maybe some of you have in your own smaller team pages that you have a place to put goals. Go out and do that and hold yourself accountable. Put them up on your wall. Share them with your upline. Really ask for help with them. If you're looking to go gold in 6 months and need to sign an ambassador every week, ask for help from your upline and say, okay, can you help me with this? What can I do different? What should I do this month? Here's my plan. How can I do better? How can I change this? Whatever. And just knowing that you're being held accountable is a huge, huge portion of succeeding with your goals. So I hope this helped. Everybody go put your goals out there if you haven't already, and have a great night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.